Hey, this is the TA in New Mexico, exit 79 on I-40. This place normally is packed, is loaded, full of those guys that Habibis, I don't know what's the name, Indies. And look at this. Thank you, man. Empty, empty, empty. This is what people is calling the Trump effect. Here we go, baby. Clean the industry.
You ain't DOT ready. Well, don't get at you. You see what he comes back from around that shit. Man. Well, don't get out here. And he asked you, did I speak English and can I read and write English? Boy, look at here. Right here in Dallas, Texas. If you ain't DOT ready. Good. All right.
I heard they pausing all the visas, which that's a big win for American truck driving. Because majority of the truck drivers are foreigners. And a lot of them don't even speak English. So how did you get your license in the first place? You don't speak English. So now that they're putting a pause on all you guys' visas, we told them carriers is coming. Reckoning is coming. Ever since that U-turn happened, I say, yeah, they about to lay the smackdown on these illegal drivers driving these damn semi trucks. And here we go. Let's get it.
Yeah, bad news for illegals and people who can't meet the requirements. Excellent news for American CDL drivers, though. Look, they're not packed up at the truck stop in New Mexico anymore. Used to be flooded. Now, ghost town. Then out in states like Texas, you have reports of DOT pulling drivers in left and right at weigh stations, asking one simple question: can you speak English?
Well, don't get out here. And he asked you, did I speak English and can I read and write English? Boy, look at here. Right here in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, they're now enforcing a rule that's been on the books for nearly 100 years. CDL holders are supposed to be able to speak and read English, but under the Obama administration, there was a memo that basically told inspectors to look the other way. That memo allowed thousands of drivers who couldn't meet that requirement stay on the road. Fast forward to now, after that tragic U-turn crash on the Florida Turnpike involving an Indian driver who couldn't speak English, things are changing fast. 3 innocent people lost their lives. This whole thing shaking up the industry. Even before the accident, the Trump administration reversed the Obama-era memo, and now full enforcement of the English language requirement is in action. DOT officers stopping drivers at weigh stations, pulling them for inspections, and if you can't pass a basic English test, you're put out of service on the spot. This crackdown hitting hard in states like Alabama, Arkansas, and Texas. And in Florida, you might as well forget about it. Listen, they turned their agricultural checkpoints into ICE checkpoints for CDL drivers.
The law enforcement will increase inspections at checkpoints to make sure truck drivers are documented and can speak English. During a press conference Monday, Florida's Attorney General and other agencies announced all of the state's agricultural inspection stations will be used for immigration enforcement. It's in response to a crash earlier this month when 3 people were killed. The driver of a semi was in the country illegally and could not speak English.
There is major liability here. If you can't read street signs, how are you going to drive large commercial vehicles, 18-wheelers, tractor trailers in a safe manner?
I don't think any trucking company would risk, valuable merchandise and the valuable truck with somebody who's undocumented and doesn't have a driver's license. So I'm not sure what the point is.
You big dummy.
I'm telling you, these immigration attorneys are the worst. They're always spewing a bunch of baby bot bimbo babble. They never make any sense, coming off as extremely incompetent. Like, lady, obviously they don't care about the valuable merchandise or the rules. They care more about money. You're also talking about people who literally risk everything just to sneak into the country. You think they really care about cargo that don't belong to them? Then the companies that hire them, they don't care either, especially if you have another immigrant running it. But why does this matter? Over the last 5 years, a wave of visas have been handed out, bringing more foreign drivers into the U.S. trucking industry. They flooded the market, driving down wages for company drivers and also impacting rates for owner-operators. The brokers are super slimy too because they've been using illegals to destroy the spot freight market. But it didn't stop there. Safety's taking a major hit. We're seeing drivers who can't read road signs, going through car-only lanes, even driving on the wrong side of the road. It's creating real hazards out here. But now carriers and brokers are about to start feeling it. The rules are being enforced, and if you're not compliant, these drivers will be pulled off the road. I think the state of Florida is definitely doing the most right now to crack down on this issue. The Florida State DOT is working with the Attorney General, and all of those state agencies are fully cooperating with federal agencies, creating more checkpoints to check for illegal CDL drivers. I mean, they just arrested another illegal driving a tractor trailer in the state who obtained a license from New Jersey, and they expect to shut down many more and turn them into ICE.
You cannot obtain a driver's license if you are an illegal alien. And if you have obtained a driver's license from one of these sanctuary states like California, Washington, or in the case of the driver from last night, New Jersey, those licenses are no good here.
New at 5, a crackdown after tragedy. Florida's state attorney general announcing that there will now be immigration checks at more than 20 agricultural stations. The move comes after a tractor trailer driver who was in the country illegally killed 3 people on the Florida Turnpike.
CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is joining us live right now from Davie, where he has been speaking with truck drivers. And Peter, what are they telling you?
Well, Elliot and Lauren, we have been speaking with tractor-trailer drivers right here at a truck stop in Davie. We tell you, we're getting a mixed reaction. Some say that the state isn't doing a thorough job at checking drivers. Others say more steps need to be taken. Trucker Jacob Ordonez applauds the state attorney general for announcing there will now be immigration checks at agricultural inspection stations where commercial driver's licenses will be scrutinized.
For one, if you're illegal and you're driving, then you shouldn't have a CDL in the beginning, you know? And 2, if you're illegal, you shouldn't even be here, you know what I mean? And 3, you're messing it up for the rest of the truckers, you know?
Most of the 23 agricultural inspection stations are in the northern part of the state. 19 of them are off major highways. This follows a deadly crash August 12th. Investigators say Harjinder Singh, who was in this country illegally from India, made a U-turn on the Florida Turnpike, killing 3 people.
Someone that never should have been given a driver's license, much less a CDL license to drive larger commercial vehicles, engaged in reckless behavior that took 3 lives.
State Attorney General James Uthmeyer announced the crackdown, saying another truck driver who was in the country illegally was arrested Sunday night.
There's no telling how many illegal aliens are in this country driving large commercial vehicles and putting American families in a safety risk every single day.
But some people, like Dwayne Harris, who has been driving a tractor trailer for 12 years, say the immigration checks are not necessary.
DOT are doing an excellent job at examining us, inspecting us, and communicating with us to make sure everything is proper, correct.
Now, investigators say Harjinder Singh was issued commercial driver's licenses in the past 2 years in the states of Washington and California. The state attorney general is calling on the federal DOT to crack down on those states if the DOT discovers systematic abuse involving their CDL programs.
In the wake of that accident on the Turnpike today, the state of Florida announced some new changes for commercial truck drivers. Sofia Hernandez explains the new policies. Sofia?
Yeah, Jackie, and speaking with truck drivers, many of them did not want to be interviewed as they say that they are focused solely on doing their job well and doing it safely. But with speaking with the ones that we were able to speak to, some say that they're worried, while others say that these changes can only bring about good. Monday morning, Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture, Wilton Simpson, announcing that the state's 23 inspection stations, mainly on the northern border, will now have officers conducting immigration checkpoints under the federal 287 program, looking for those who entered the U.S. illegally and are operating commercial vehicles with out-of-state driver's licenses. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer saying he's asking the U.S. Department of Transportation to revoke the commercial driver's license program in sanctuary states. It comes after the arrest of Harjinder Singh. He's the truck driver accused of making an illegal U-turn on a state highway 2 weeks ago that killed 3 people. He entered the country illegally back in 2018. According to the state attorney's office, Singh only answered 2 of the 12 verbal questions for an English proficiency test and could only identify 1 of 4 traffic signs. Yet he was given a commercial driver's license from the state of Washington in 2023 and California in 2024.
And if other states like New Jersey and others are engaging in similar practice, then those programs should be revoked as well, and any funding tied to it should also be revoked.
And it's the enforcement of a prior executive order that requires drivers of large vehicles to demonstrate that they can speak the English language when stopped at roadside inspections that has some worried.
Está duro, va a estar duro. ¿Qué tú crees que vamos a hacer?
This truck driver of 25 years believes drivers will now leave the industry because of language enforcement.
Great. If they don't know how to speak English in compliance with federal law, they need to get out of the industry and stop destroying the market for CDL drivers who can meet the requirements. So good.
Others say it's a bad pressure. But this driver, who's been on the road for 8 years, says his colleagues should take the time to learn the language and study, as driving safely is their responsibility.
Hay que estudiar, hay que saber inglés. We need to speak English. We need to speak English for communication, for communicate with the DOT when they then stop to us. The headlight, stop sign, stop lights, inside to the bike for inspection, number 1, number 2, different question.
And again, these inspections will be taking place at interdiction stations that are run by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. It's not to be confused with weight stations, which are run by FDOT. And again, they're going to be looking for that English proficiency as well as continuing their agricultural inspections.
And if you didn't already know, this is especially serious in Florida, where CDL drivers aren't just dealing with DOT weigh stations like in other states. In Florida, you also got to clear agricultural checkpoints, and those are being turned into mini ICE hubs. We're talking double enforcement closer to the northern borders of the state, so it doesn't matter if you're trying to enter through Alabama or Georgia. The North Florida entry points are cracking down, checking for licenses, legal status, and full compliance. So if you're running freight into Florida, you need to be ready. Make sure your maintenance is on point, everything. And a lot of illegals are now avoiding the state completely, but you can't run too far because Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Arkansas, and a bunch of other states are also cracking down, forcing these carriers and brokers to do what they're supposed to be doing in the first place, instead of sabotaging, working against American drivers. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. I want to thank everybody who supported this channel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.